What's going on, guys? We are back once again with Essential Guy Talk. This is PJ Windle. I'm here with James Eustace. And James, we had a hell of a show last week.
Yeah, we did, man.
It was absolutely awesome. We had two really, really great interviews. The first one was Icarus Brewing. We got to learn all about the amazing things that they are offering, their new location, all of that. And then we had the smell came from a mile away. It was Joe's Rotisseria.
Oh,
it was the triple threat, the Thunder Sticks, and the wings. Those wings were the crunchiest wings I've ever had in my life.
Do they know that Thunder Stick is my pseudo name in other places in life?
Hey, you're the old Thunder Stick. So this week is going to be amazing as well. I can't wait. And we don't have to, because we have delicious food on the table, as you guys can see. And then we also have somebody sitting at the table that I need to introduce. So to my left is Chad Smith. He is the owner of Prime 13. It is located in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. It's on Arnold Avenue. It was the one-time owner, and then you guys sold, and then you came back. We're going to learn all about it. Chad, welcome to Essential Guy Talk.
Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you, man. So we are big supporters of food in New Jersey, of drink. Obviously, we had Icarus Brewing on, and your food speaks for itself. It's just absolutely delicious. But we want to learn a little bit about the business and kind of the heart and soul behind it. So how did you get into steakhouses to begin with?
Oh, man. Well, that's a good one right off the bat.
Yeah.
I would say, who doesn't want to own a steakhouse?
Right. If you're
who doesn't want to sell steak?
I agree. I would love to own a steakhouse, but how
I
did you
personally
actually
like to eat steak?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's the thing. I mean, you come into our restaurant, and it's an experience.
Yep.
You sit down, and we want to provide you with just a great feeling. We want you to have a good time and leave full and happy. That's it. It's a good vibe, and I mean,
I throw events at my house with steak just so I can do that same thing that you're getting to do every night, which is to let people walk away just full of delicious and hearty meal and feeling good about themselves.
And the same way you do it is how we do it. Where our steak, what separates us from the rest is we're a wood burning grill. So we use white oak and ash, and we cook our steak. It's a campfire steak, So
what is the difference between wood firing and just a regular charcoal?
You get a nice char and some grizzle on that steak, man. It's the best thing you're ever going to eat.
Right.
And
then you get the flavors of the wood,
When you go home at
right?
night, when you're driving home, you're going to be thinking about that steak.
Yeah.
And how good it was.
And the smell and just those extra flavors from the wood, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I had asked PJ earlier, too, when I was looking at your website. I was like, wood-fired grill, is that a normal thing? And he's like, no, it's definitely a style of cooking for sure. Yeah. So that's not like standard protocol for most restaurants, especially if you're going to big box, like an Outback or something. There, it's very generic, right? Whereas what you're doing is really specialty to your brand.
Yeah, that's what makes us different. That char and that steak is definitely different than what you would get at another steakhouse.
And it's specifically ash. Why ash?
It's ash and oak for temperature, just to get the right temperature. Each one burns a little different.
Okay, so you can burn pretty hot for that one?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me flavor. I didn't think it was going to be the temperature.
Flavor, of course, but the burn is definitely important when you're,
That makes sense, because then you just burn through wood like crazy.
And you timing on steak, you know what I mean? We have 50 steaks that we do at once going out,
That's got to be hard, man. Because steak is such a labor of love, man. Yeah. So when you're distributing it at a mass like that, it's got to be really hard to time it. I think that's probably part of the expertise that you guys have, right?
It's the center of chaos, my friend.
Yeah.
So here's a question. I use it at home. Do you guys use sous vide at all, or is it just straight all fire?
All fire.
I had a feeling, because places that do things with the wood fire, you're not just trying to finish it off in the fire. You want to create that whole experience of the steak from start to beginning. Yeah. From start to finish. From start to beginning. I took a shot before the show, by the way. So we've got a Heaven Hill bottled in bond here, and I found out that you liked your bourbon. So we said, what better way to welcome him to Essential Guy Talk than to have a bourbon? And then you complimented with some of these hand-rolled cigars that have Prime 13 logo right on them there. And tell us a little bit about these. There's somebody that you know that hand rolls them,
my
right?
buddy John Garofolo, he owns a cigar emporium. He made that blend especially for us. I told him what kind of cigar I like. It's a blonde cigar. It's smoked slow. I like to call it a dog walker, but it's not. It's a little longer.
Yeah.
But it's a smooth flavor, great taste, and a good smoke.
So it's so interesting that you said that, because I didn't realize that like cigar smoking is an art. And then we have somebody at This Is It he's a adamant cigar smoker, and he really opened up my envelope into how you're supposed to smoke cigars when you're drinking stuff like bourbon, and how that opens up the taste of it. And I know this is totally separate from steaks, but I didn't realize that it was actually a science. Like smoking cigars, there's a whole science behind it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I like doing it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, steak, bourbon, cigars. Like,
that's it.
Do we just become best friends,
no,
bro?
I love it.
Can we go build bunk beds?
Exactly. It's not too difficult to get in the good graces of a guy, right? You bring some delicious food, we bring some delicious bourbon and a cigar, and it makes for a perfect night, right?
Man. That's
so you guys talk for a moment. I'm going to grab some of this food and dish it out, and then I want you to tell me a little bit about what we're looking at, and then we're going to try it, all right? So,
let's do it.
James, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Prime 13, right? Point Pleasant, Arnold Avenue, the thick of the tour crowd area, right, for the summertime, right? I know a little bit of history here. Maybe you want to indulge. So you originated as the beginning of Prime 13 as the ownership, right? And then there was a portion of time that you guys weren't the proprietary owners of this business, and then have recently reacquired the business. Is that correct?
Yeah. So the history behind Prime is an emotional roller coaster, I like to say, because my mother-in-law kind of put it all on the line to do it, and it was good for us at the time. But then somebody approached us and wanted to buy us out. We had Firefly and Manasquan. We had just got out of that lease, moved over to Prime, and at the time, Gerard bought us out, the previous owner.
Okay.
And it was the last thing I wanted to do. We sold it, and it was a good timing for us to sell it. And then, I think it was like 9 years went by.
Wow.
And I saw Gerard in the bank one day when I was going to cash a check, which was like, and he approached me and was like, I'm tired, And for us, this is a legacy restaurant,
Yeah.
My wife's brother had passed away, and that's where the name comes from. His birthday was 13, and we wanted to serve prime meat. And,
Okay.
So we want to keep this restaurant alive and put freshness into it, and that's kind of what our goal is.
Yeah, I feel like I hit a heartstring when I asked that question.
It's emotional.
I can, as a business owner myself, I can relate to how you feel. There's so much dedication and sacrifice and passion.
Yeah.
People think that business ownership is this universe of rainbow sprinkles and rainbows, and
everybody goes, oh, you own a business. That means you're just rolling in it. And that means you make your own hours.
Yeah, it's so easy, but it's so hard.
We leave a 40-hour job so we could work 80 hours for our own business, right? But it's something that you love, and it's just something that you want to give your heart to, and you hope that people feel it when they come and get to experience it.
What a story. So you came back.
You couldn't describe it better, PJ. That's the best way I would describe it, is passion.
100%.
All of us, we're one big happy family, and we're passionate about people who walk in that door. We want to make you happy,
So let's talk about the passion. We have the passion on the plate right now, right? So we're going around in a circle here. I see some sort of egg roll. Tell me about these egg rolls.
It's a cheesesteak egg roll.
Say no more, right? So what makes it the cheesesteak? What cut of beef do we have?
Filet tips.
Filet tips. All right. So
filet tips and cheese and steak and accoutrements.
Wow.
All right. So I've got the cheesesteak egg roll here. I'm displaying it right in front of our bottle of bourbon because that's a good compliment right there. And then I'm going to get in on it because and the only thing better than looking at delicious food is sampling it.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
I'm going to go in too. Oh my goodness.
So right off the bat, it's very hearty, which is awesome. Sometimes if you eat a cheesesteak egg roll, it's mostly bread and just a little bit of, you got a lot of filet in there.
Oh yeah,
which is delicious.
Yeah, wow. We believe in quality ingredients, so we're going to do our best. And, there's no rules. So we keep going, we keep improving, we keep searching out the best quality and the best thing to put on the plate.
Yeah.
For who, like I said, passion,
Yeah, this is more meat than it is egg roll.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean?
It's hearty.
I don't 100%. Even know how to describe this flavor. First of all, the meat is so tender inside. To put it in an egg roll, you feel like you'd have more of like resistance on the pull.
You definitely are slow cooking this meat.
Yeah.
Tenderize it, make it really, really gentle. Now, speaking of people that cook in your building, Derek works for you, right? Derek Shields. Chef Derek Shields. He's been doing it a long time. He is a talent.
Yeah.
So congratulations that you got Derek. That's awesome. But Derek, you're doing an awesome job. This is the first thing that I tried, and it was just tender and soft, melts in your mouth. That's what you want from steak. You don't want to have to, just like you said, you don't want to be grizzly and pulling at it, No. Just absolutely delicious.
Yeah, what a delicious. It's not when you think cheesesteak, it wasn't like your proverbial like Philly cheesesteak style taste to it. It almost has like a little bit of sweetness to it too. What is that?
So
can you tell us?
It's I definitely cannot.
Okay.
We keep it
it's
to
proprietary.
Ourselves. It's proprietary.
Nothing wrong with that.
Derek would be texting me right now going, no way. You know what I mean?
Don't give away the trade secrets.
Yeah. Wow, is it nice on the palate, though?
I could say what's in that is passion and love and energy and positivity. And all we want to do is, again,
I will cheers to that. I'm going to open up a beer now because
let's do it.
That was absolutely delicious.
It shows it traveled well too. So think about that.
Exactly. So it took you like 20 minutes, half hour to get here. We had to plate it. We had to sit. We had to relax, and it still eats absolutely delicious. Fantastic. So that just makes me think if I sat down and that thing was sizzling coming out of the kitchen, it would just elevate it. It would just be that much more delicious.
Fresh out. This is an off-center question, but Derek Shields, any relation to Danny Shields?
I don't know.
Also in the restaurant business?
Jody Shields is his sister. I know that. I went to high school with Jody.
Yes, he did tell me that.
So I do know that. I don't know about the other person that you're speaking of, but all right. So what did you want to see in the? I can talk right to you, Neil.
That's what he wanted.
He wants to see the beer and a good pour that doesn't overflow the container.
I learned how to pour beer at 43 years old. I'm not a big alcohol. I'm more of a whiskey bourbon guy. I'm not a beer guy. So we had Icarus Brewing in last week, and I felt Jason like die inside a little bit when he watched me pour this beer because I did a.
You can try the rest of that. Feel free. So it's a double IPA. It's from Tired Hands. Beautiful. They are known in the industry as one of the better IPA producers in the country. But I do have a chef that's chiming in. Chef Brett Starger. He goes, Cooper's cheese in that cheesesteak? Are you using Cooper's? Cooper Sharp?
You can't say.
Can't say, but we'll take that as a maybe.
It's delicious cheese. I can tell you that much.
Cheese, so you got it.
I love it. Keep it close to the vest.
Yeah.
All right, so now we've got one of these massive looking tiger shrimp. All right. So tell me what is going on.
It's just Gulf shrimp, garlic butter sauce.
I mean, the garlic is here, man. It seems like every week we're raving about the garlic in the air. It's just garlic, it's amazing. Yeah. So it's just you can actually see chunks of garlic on this roasted garlic, right? I can't hold out. I got to just
do it.
Yeah, I'm
bite into that. I want you to put my meat in your mouth.
No,
that's what I want.
You tell me to do it, I got to do it, right?
Your wife yelled at you that before the show.
That's all right. We're all good.
Oh my goodness, this is fantastic.
My God, I am not being dramatic or putting anything on when I say it is cooked correctly. It's easy to chew, and with shrimp that could get tough after a while. The garlic is the thing, it's called garlic shrimp for a reason, but it's just the smell, the taste. It's got some ripened tomatoes in there. It's got some herbs. It's really well
like
done.
I said, we're gonna seek out the quality. You know, there's a lot of great restaurants out there right now, and it's the ones with the best quality and that are gonna keep moving and keep improving that are gonna stay standing. And that's what I'm seeking. You know, so
you're definitely not cutting corners.
no,
That's for sure.
We're not trying to cut corners. We just, you know, especially now with inflation, the way prices go, you guys come out, you're going to spend some money, but you're going to have a good experience.
Right.
So you want to make it worth it. You know, there's plenty of restaurants I went to and I'm like, oh my God, this was like horrible. What a bad experience.
Yeah,
And you're
all
still
this money.
spending a
per
bunch
person,
of money, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you've made the decision that you're going to go out to eat and you're going to spend some money, go somewhere that they care about what they're serving
Yes.
you, right? Why go to, one of the chain steak places
Important.
where you're getting just an average
Zero
run-of-the-mill
accountability
steak?
right now.
Right.
Zero accountability with any of these big corporations. You know, if you keep it local, you keep it with the guys that are in the town that are around you. You know what I mean? Like I'm a family. I have a huge family, a lot of support. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what you're feeding us, just like we're feeding you. And
100%. If
You're
you
also-
wouldn't feed it to your family, you don't want to feed it
Right.
to
No.
your extended family, which are the people that are going to
And I feel like you're in a competitive area too. Like like you can't have a subpar restaurant in Point Pleasant.
but
No.
we got love all around us. You know what I mean? Point Pleasant Beach is one of the greatest towns because everybody supports everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, right next to me, I have Jersey Shore Barbecue, Dougie. We deal with
Hat
Point
tip to
Lobster.
Jersey Shore Barbecue. They
Yeah.
do it well over there.
Fantastic,
Mhm.
man. He's awesome.
I want to have you on the show too,
And
Dougie.
he's a great person. You know what I mean? I said to him, come with me tonight so we can just, but he's rocking and rolling.
We'll
over there,
feature
you know?
him separately for sure, 100%. If they're doing good things, Point Pleasant's got a lot of really good businesses.
Yes.
One of them is my favorite place to get wings, other than now Joe's Rotisseria. Joe's is absolutely insane, but Boatyard 401.
Okay.
They took over that space that was Farrell's, I believe.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. to be honest with you.
Incredible.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just absolutely knock your socks off wings. They're delicious. I've had them maybe 5 or 6 times, and every time consistently really well done.
Fantastic.
I am now a realtor for KW Ocean Living right there in Point Pleasant. So I get to be in town often. So now I'm going to get to kind of run the gamut of all of these great spots.
KW's right by that.
The Walgreens,
Yeah,
exactly.
So Robbie Booth, Andrew Jankowski,
Yeah.
all good friends of mine.
Robert Booth is the broker and the team leader over there. I just hopped on board, so I'm incredibly excited.
I have my license through Diane Turton. So
Do you really?
I grew up with Jay and Dave, so they're
Oh,
one of my
that's
good
awesome.
friends. So,
Cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers.
Ben Irvine says Boatyard is amazing. So there we go. We got a hat tip. And he also said, we're not corner cutters around here. Yes, at EGT, he knows we bring on the best. We bring on people that care about what they're doing. I really don't care if you're pumping out good product, if you don't care about the people that you're serving it to. I think it all has to come together and just makes for one really great experience.
There's a lot of people doing restaurants, man.
Yeah.
It's about the love and enjoyment. If you love what you do, it's not work.
Yep,
So.
absolutely.
And you talked a little bit before about inflation and costs of food just at at bulk or without retail cost. And I would rather, as the consumer, I'd rather pay the extra dollars to you as a local business and know that when I leave that restaurant at the end of the night that I felt like, wow, that was incredible, man.
Yeah.
Can you believe it was only whatever, $100 a person, $120 a person, $50, whatever that number is? Like, I would rather pay that number and leave there feeling fulfilled than leaving an Outback and feeling like I got robbed for a $40 steak because I tried to cut the corner on getting some food.
And it was 2/3 grizzle, and it just wasn't enjoyable to eat,
Yeah.
All right, so we have this last beauty on the plate here, and I was most excited about this, so I held it for last. I'm a huge fan. Why don't you tell everybody what I'm about to get into?
That is our house smoked bacon.
Oh, this is bacon?
Yeah, so we cure it ourselves and just get right in there, PJ. That's
Oh, my
fantastic,
goodness. Wait a minute.
Why would I not?
I thought it was a pork chop.
No,
I mean, it's pork belly, right?
it's pork belly.
That's how you get bacon. So, oh my God.
And again, that's finished off on our wood-fired grill, so you're getting that flavor, that everything in there.
You're absolutely getting all the smoke, getting the char.
I can't get over enough when I say campfire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It truly is.
Yeah.
It truly does feel like
fever.
we're just hanging out around the fire.
I want to be out there
stuff.
in the woods. Let's go. You know what I mean?
And what's on top? What do we have on top?
That's caramelized onion and accoutrements, let's say.
That is so good.
Silence is deafening when you look at the video and you just see us both with our mouths full. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I'm not even being
I can't wait to go there and
Yeah.
see everything just come right out of the fire and served sizzling. I've been there before. I was there when it was Prime 13 way back in the day when you guys were
When we
doing
first
your thing.
owned it. Yeah.
Once I knew it changed hands, I never visited. But now that I heard you and Melissa, hi Melissa, went and re-procured the company, I just was all about it. Awesome. I was excited. Yeah. I knew the energy would come back. That town loved Prime 13 back in the day, and I know that pretty much all the locals used to rave about it. Yeah. And it's coming back now. You can see it from the ratings.
You know, it's a great restaurant, and I don't think it went anywhere. I just think it. You know, every restaurant needs a bump here and there. You know, it's a very hard business.
Oh,
and
sure, especially going through a pandemic.
Especially going through the pandemic,
Yep.
and the guys that are cooking your food, man. I own an electrical company too, and you know, I get to work in construction and the restaurant industry, but I got respect for hard workers, and these guys. They're on their feet all day, and they want to make, you know, they want to make food. They want to give you a good experience. It's in their head. It's, you know, they get paid money too. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, if they enjoy it, they love it, they keep doing it every day, and I call it Groundhog's Day every day. The restaurant industry.
Well, pride is their product, right? Pride is their product.
Yeah, they're hard workers, man. Yeah. And nobody acknowledged them through COVID. You know, that's the hardest thing. The electricians, the construction people.
No, they just kept going at it day after day, doing what they needed to do. Every once in a while, they got a little hat tip to the first responders, they call them, which are basically just all the people that we can't live without.
Yeah.
We cannot live without people getting rid of our garbage and fixing our electric when it goes out, and the plumbers that take care of business. And without them, even for a couple of weeks, it's so noticeable.
It's noticeable.
Ben Irvine goes, blue collar don't stop. That's right.
Good job, Ben.
Blue collar Americans are the lifeblood of this country. And they're the people that are coming to Prime 13. They love a good steak.
Yeah.
They love a hearty meal that will leave you feeling satisfied. But I guarantee that they are putting their hard-earned money into places that have passion. And it's obvious that you guys have passion in what you do. So over here to my left, we got some beef, but what is it?
So, you know, me and Derek, we get crazy. And the great thing about me and Derek is we're great friends. So if I come up with an idea or if I say something to Derek, he'll make it happen. And he's got that scientist mind and that chef mind so that's our house-made beef jerky. It's a chili lime mix.
Chili lime. Okay, beautiful.
I call it the redemption jerky. And, you know, like I said, come to the campfire. You know what I mean?
So I heard...
Take a piece with us.
That the real way to eat jerky is not to just... Like, my initial instinct is just to go in and rip at it. Yeah. But I heard that what you're supposed to do is really take a bite of it, break the outside of it a little bit, let it sit in your gum,
rehydrate a little bit, right?
Like a dip. Is that true?
Who doesn't love that? You know, I'm a pepperoni guy too. Who doesn't love pepperoni in their teeth? Same thing with beef jerky.
You end up picking it out like 10 minutes later, and you're like, that's still delightful.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yep. No, but it's chili lime. The flavors are absolutely delicious. The smoke is there, so you're obviously smoking this meat right away, right?
So that's a 48-hour marinade.
Oh, is that what it is?
And then we dehydrate it.
That is incredible. Just delicious.
Yeah.
So you guys sell it out of the restaurant as well?
We are. Across the street from the restaurant coming soon is we're going to open a store where we sell our jams, our beef jerky, everything like that.
Cool. So you could take a piece of Prime 13 home with you.
Exactly.
And then you can cook at home in some of the same stylings.
My wife also, Melissa, owns That's Darling, where she does custom gifting. And she, we have a bunch of 3D lasers where she makes cutting boards or anything like kind of that you can think of if you're having an event or want to give giftings. It's that'sdarling.com, I believe. And, she's hustling. So we're going to put that in the store along with our Prime 13 stuff because it's right across the street.
I love what you guys are doing. If you guys are watching and you're enjoying yourself, I want you to share it out for Prime 13 right now. So we're going to say 3, 2, 1, share it out. That's what we always used to say on the old show, and everybody at that 3, 2, 1, we want you to share the live feed for us. We get this out to more people who can then patronize the business. So if you're just joining us, my name is PJ, along with James. We are from Essential Guy Talk, and we're here with Chad Smith from Prime 13, located in Point Pleasant on Arnold Avenue. Yep. And we're just talking about delicious food, which is something that we all can get in on. So Boatyard's the best. I say that Atlantic Motel. I stay at the Atlantic Motel often, and I crush beers at the Boatyard. Somehow I do make it back to the motel. That's Brett Starger. He's from up north. He's a chef, but he usually spends at least like a week down in Point. And he always kind of updates me when he's down here and what he's doing. And, like he said, he goes to the Boatyard. So hat tip to Boatyard in Point Pleasant.
Nice. Love it.
Chad, you sound like a guy's guy, man. Do you hunt too?
I do not.
You do not.
I have
what time would he have to do all this, right?
I do. I want to. I just don't have time.
I would have been really impressed if you hunted this meat and then cooked it.
I actually asked Derek like a week ago if I can do that, but it's you're not allowed to do that.
No, it's not legal.
You're not allowed to sell it because it didn't pass FDA inspection at that time, right?
Yeah, but I believe if you come in with venison or something like that, we can cook it for you. Which leads into in May we're gonna redo our game night where we're gonna have different kinds of meats like elk, venison, and stuff like that.
That's awesome. I want to propose this on air. If I put together an EGT event where we do a couple of different kinds of fun meats, can we come?
Absolutely.
Do it at your place.
Yes.
You cook it all up for us, and we'll get to see like different sausages from around the world and some different meats and things
Fantastic.
like that.
Yeah.
I think my guys would absolutely love that, right?
Love it.
If you think that that's a good idea, tell me in the comments. I appreciate you.
So there's another thought to owning a steakhouse is events. People come up with these great ideas and you pair it well with meat, steak. It's just a luxury in life.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. Tell me about the storefront itself, the brick and mortar. Do you do events there currently?
We just took it back. So we've had it for 3 months. We're working on it. We did the cigar night in January, which was a big hit. Mm-hmm. Like I said, John Garofalo made us some great cigars. We passed out cigars and had good fun. We paired food with cigars and bourbon all night long. You know what I mean? And the guests
can't go wrong.
Yeah, I would definitely want to sign up for this. Yeah. I don't get out much. I'm married, but
James, we can double it over on a Thursday.
Yeah, I would love
bring a
to.
couple microphones, do a live show from the back of the place, and just make it a thing. Know ahead of time that our EGT audience is going to come in, get to try all the food, and see it firsthand instead of just watching us eat, which is what you guys do all the time. And look, I feel bad that you guys don't get to try it.
I do, but
I don't. Sorry, not sorry, but I definitely think we need to talk further about that.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, I did that with Blend in Manasquan, and the people loved it. They responded really well. Ben Irvine says he's in immediately. We have people tagging people in comments saying you need to get in on this. So I think there's some symmetry there in our audiences. But if you're just joining us, we're here with Chad Smith. He is the owner of Prime 13, which is on Arnold Avenue in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. And we're getting to enjoy just a little sample of everything that you have. So what is in this little container here?
So that is candied habanero.
Oh, I'm exactly all about that.
Is. You got spice and sweetness.
Spice and sweetness.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, let me have some of that.
Let's go.
All I'm gonna say is just take a small piece, please, because
this is EGT.
There's people that go nuts with that, and I'm bringing them milk out in the middle of the dining room.
So let me tell you a little bit about some of our shows that we've done in the past.
Don't eat that whole thing.
Oh, I'm eating the whole thing.
Don't eat that whole thing.
So we did a hot sauce eating challenge where it was called the Wheel of Fire, and you spin the Wheel of Fire. And we worked with Hot Sauce Willie's, which we had on the show last week, which is Coney Island Saucery now. But they brought 25 different sauces with the Scoville units down low, all the way up to 15 million Scoville. The toe of Satan was one of them. It was a candy lollipop that actually was shaped like a toe. You put it in your mouth and you held it there, and you just saw how long you could hold it. I'm adept at hot stuff.
Me too.
But I will say I haven't done a lot of crazy hot stuff in the past 2 years, so I'm going to be extra sensitive to it. But
I would suggest a small piece.
Really?
I would.
It's like that.
Even though there's candy on top?
Listen, it's so good. And
all right, in the comments, next 30 seconds, I want small piece or the whole thing. I'm going to do whatever you guys say.
Is your size the same as mine, right? You think this is too big?
Yeah.
Derek is listening, laughing his ass off right now because I got to tell you, there's so many times like, I'll expo some nights, Derek will expo, but we'll send out the candied habanero. And we tell people all the time, small pieces, but the reactions I get, that's...
I see another small here.
There's Prime 13 themselves said small. We have Ben Irvine who said, "Don't eat that whole thing." Or, he was laughing. He was laughing at the comment. Don't eat that whole thing.
Dude, I eat jalapenos out of the jar.
Let me just tell you guys a quick story because I'm the type of guy like to hold my beer type of guy. So when we first made these, of course I ate the whole thing. And within like 5 minutes, I was in the middle of the restaurant on the floor, choking.
Okay. I'm gonna do half.
While Derek sat there,
you do half. I'm.
Oh my God, PJ, we're gonna have to stop the show soon. I'm telling you.
All right, so definitely candied at first. Oh,
the sweetness is nice, and then all of a sudden it's fire in your throat.
PJ, that was huge.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
That's what she said?
That's what she said.
Thank you.
Wow. It comes in like a storm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it in my nostrils right now. You know what it kind of reminded me of?
Stings the nostrils.
You remember those kids' candies that used to do those hot tamales or whatever?
Yeah.
You think it's not, but this is hot.
Those are hot tamales. These are burn your goddamn throat off tamales.
Wow.
But delicious.
This is really
so
good.
I'll use it as like, I'll sprinkle it on, anything, even a steak. At times whenever I
just
get
a little,
eat,
I mean,
I'll sprinkle a little on. It's just like a spice, a nice hot sauce.
How am I doing so far? Am I right?
I'm like in shock. I'm gonna give it time here.
I'm not drinking right now because I want to get the full experience. I'm on like.
I do see some sweat coming down.
The sweat is gonna come. I can't control that, but I can control my mindset and calm myself down.
It definitely has a bloom to it.
Yeah.
I am amazed right now that you're still standing.
I love it. I love it. And usually. When I was doing it like crazy, I would get in on the hot stuff. My wife would tell me, "You're broken. You're broken, dude." Because every time you eat hot stuff, you act like it's salsa, and you can't do that. She's like, So, look, it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it happening now.
But I'm enjoying it. I love the ride. When I'm on thrill rides, when I'm on like roller coasters and stuff. I'm the guy that when the picture is taken, everybody's screaming their heads off, and it looks like I was photoshopped into the picture because I'm just kind of riding the wave.
Yeah.
It makes me feel alive when you eat this stuff. Yeah. It's just telling me that's the food barking back at you.
I love it, man.
Ben says, gonna need a gallon of milk stat. I still have not touched anything. I'm chilling.
No, it's spicy. It's good though. I don't feel overwhelmed by it. I feel the heat sticks around. I feel it on my tongue for sure.
Share it out for me, please. Yeah. Share it out and say this knucklehead just ate an entire lump of habanero candy.
I mean, it's flavor too. So you get past the flavor quick, and
that's what it is.
With a punch.
The sweetness for the first 5 seconds was like, ooh, that is like candy, and then all of a sudden, I have to describe it. It's like a piece of glass being scraped on your tongue, and that is the hot that's starting to set in, and then it just kind of rests on your uvula. Last week,
punched you in your uvula.
2 weeks ago he had some hot sauce, and it was some yet to be determined hot sauce.
Yeah, it was experimental
stuff, and it was hot. We took like a bump of the hot sauce. And he goes, dude, I feel it on my uvula, like right away.
It like donkey punched my uvula. No, this is good. It's subtle, but
now I'm gonna have a drink, but not because it's hot, just because I'm cheersing.
He's having a drink because he's hot.
I don't think it's overwhelming. I think it's
no,
tasty.
come on, don't not drink that.
Cheers, everybody. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys out there that always support us at EGT. So once again, share it on out for Prime 13. We're here with Chad Smith. He is the owner, two-time owner of Prime 13, and now they're doing some amazing things. We just got a small example of everything that you're doing. And now there's that. So let me pull that into
that's a good follow-up.
I still haven't taken that
now.
drink because you said that, so I'm not doing it.
Oh, come on. I'll drink it for you.
Wait. Before we get to dessert, what's underneath the candied habanero?
Yes. What's that? You grow your own veggies?
That's our pickled veggies. So we're pickling. We make jam there at Prime 13. We do, we use our ingredients in every sense of the way. So when we have extra or anything that we can repurpose, we pickle it. And we use it for ingredients on the side. Yeah. Like I said, there are no rules.
Chad, I have to be honest with you. If there is a zombie apocalypse tomorrow,
I
want to pair up with you.
I got you covered. I got you covered.
Then everything's canned, pickled,
let's go
steak. Yeah,
you've got us covered.
There's a theory here, and it's campfire. You know what I mean? It's that feeling.
I don't want to pop this open because I don't want the juice to go everywhere. So I'm going to send it over to you.
I'll be your Carl if you'll be my
Coral.
There we go.
So if you're just joining us, we're with Chad Smith from Prime 13. We're going to get in on some pickled vegetables.
So what do we got here? We got some cauliflower, right?
Looks like some zucchini in there.
Zucchini, cauliflower. I'm not sure what's in
that. Is that a pepper?
Ben Irvine, like the donkey punch.
I'm gonna try everything here. I'm gonna take a little something.
Yeah, what's the long strips? Is that peppers?
That's peppers.
Oh, I'll leave you some, PJ. Don't worry.
Yes, Chad is definitely the ideal. Sarah Woodman. Sure. Chad is definitely the ideal zombie apocalypse buddy.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right,
let's get in on this.
That's my favorite sister-in-law. Shout out to Sassy.
Nice. Is she your only sister-in-law or your favorite?
She's my only. But she's cool as hell.
Wow. Well, first of all, if you were trying to say that the habanero was hot, this pepper and the pickle is actually, I feel like, almost hotter than that.
Even though it's pickled?
Yeah, it's really good, PJ.
Right?
Wow, it's really
surprised
good.
That,
is it? Right. All right. So there's yellow peppers in here.
The green one was hot.
Ooh. How long has it been sitting in the pickling?
So that's probably been up for like 28 days so far.
Wow. That's really good.
So I need like a gallon bucket of that, please. Because that will stop me from eating anything else on the side of food.
Yeah.
I will just put that on the side.
Yeah.
Every time I want like fries and things that are fried and garbage for you food, this right here.
I love it.
Full of flavor.
It's in your survival bag. That's all I can say.
Oh, I'm going to get a survival bag from you. That's awesome. This is delicious. So now this is corn, right? I mean, corn.
You need another shot, bro?
That's carrot.
I'm delirious because of the hot sauce. It burnt me up.
You said this is corn.
That's all right.
That's a social media freaking clip waiting to happen.
That's 100% going to be
this
a clip,
is corn.
Right, Neil?
This is corn. All right, so carrot. Nice and tender and soft. The pickling liquid is just absolutely delicious. Yeah. I want to drink it.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, Derek's a scientist. He really gets into it. He loves to cook. He's passionate, and he does whatever he can. He's resourceful and uses every ingredient on the plate.
So this is a cucumber, which is now a pickle.
This tastes really good. Can I ask, and I know...
you're using a fork.
Yeah, I am now. I wasn't before. I almost feel like is there some ginger in here? Is that ginger I taste? I know I don't want you to give any...
I don't think they're going to confirm or deny.
If you taste it,
it's in there, right?
Yeah. That's the point, is... you get the flavor and everything here.
And then cauliflower.
Cauliflower was good.
Cauliflower usually needs some zhuzhing up to be delicious. And this is going to be awesome, I can tell.
Did you have the zucchini yet? Wait till you try a zucchini.
I don't know. You might have eaten all those zucchini.
No, I left one there for you. It sops up all the juices inside of it. It's so porous. Chad's loving this right now.
Oh yeah, God. It's fantastic. I love watching.
There's the zucchini.
It's really good, Chad, man. I'm not just blowing smoke. Like,
no, I know it is.
No, it's really good.
Yeah.
He knows that Derek knows what he's doing.
Like I said, we seek out quality. So, if it wasn't good, then we'd keep going, So, and nobody's perfect in this game. We just try our best, and that's
Listen, guys, it's a hard job doing this, but somebody has to do it. So we're going to jump on the grenade for you. We're going to eat this food. We're going to enjoy it. But I'm telling you, get your butt over to Prime 13. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. And if you do, and you come to the EGT team and you tell us that it's anything less than delicious, I'm going to know you're lying.
I'm going to throat punch you.
I'm going to throat punch you like donkey punch.
Yeah. No, seriously, Chad, I didn't even know that, I don't get out much. I don't, but I didn't even know you guys were there. And I am highly disappointed that I didn't know about it sooner. I know that, just freshly back, but man.
Yeah,
this is worth a night out for sure.
A lot of people don't, and that's the point of this campaign here is I want everybody to know we're here and we're gonna put our heart and soul into it, and hopefully make it all work.
I'm saying like a spring get together for the EGT crowd, mid to late April. Let's do something.
Like around 420.
Like around 420. I was putting it out there.
I didn't want to say that, but hey.
I leave it to James to say that, but yes, right around 420. If it fits 420 itself.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to smoke meat, right?
That's it. We're going to smoke meat. We also, May 5th, we have the Jam Band where we'll be, what's it? I don't know, Dougie's going to kill me, but it's the band jam in our parking lot where me, Jersey Shore Barbecue, Prime 13, Bam Bam Burgers in town, and we get a bunch of bands.
Nice.
It's $10 entry with $15 at the door, and that's going to be a great time of smoked meat.
And when is that?
May 5th.
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
So this is one big party.
This is your version of Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, and it's on a Sunday too. So hopefully we get the weather behind us. Yeah. We got great bands.
You're going to get 75 degrees and gorgeous, right?
What are the times for that?
I think it's 11 to 5. I want to short.
So it's an all-day thing.
You can contact the Point Pleasant Beach Chamber for that.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's what it is, 11 to 5.
So you said, again, just to rehash the cost portion of it, you said it was $10 and then...
It's $10 online and then $15 at the door. Yeah.
And that gets you entry to the show, and then you can buy all the delicious food from...
Last Wave Brewery is going to have a tent set up.
Oh, cool.
So they're going
to Last Wave is a nice local brewery to Point Pleasant.
They'll have a beer garden going, and Prime 13, Jersey Shore Barbecue, and Bam Bam Burgers will be doing all the food.
And maybe EGT will cover it.
I'm coming.
Yeah. I'm coming either way, right? So might as well bring a couple cameras with us.
Jam bands.
Yep.
Meat.
Smoked meat.
Yeah.
And Cinco de Mayo.
It's a meat kind of day, you know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Don't be scared if you're a vegetarian too. We got you covered,
Yeah.
What do you have for the vegetarian?
We have
all of these delicious vegetables.
We have pickled vegetables. My wife is a vegetarian, actually. We call her the queen of steaks.
Melissa. So you have to see all of these amazing steaks and
not eat them.
Then eat your vegetables.
Derek does great vegetable tempura.
Yeah.
Any kind of fish. If you're it's
pescatarian.
Yeah, pescatarian.
Yeah. Any kind of fish or any kind of thing you can actually want. If let's say you're going with your husband and he wants a steak, but you just want to eat vegetables, we'll make it for you. We're, like I said, there's no rules, and we want to make you happy when you come in the door.
Here's why I love a steakhouse. My wife is allergic to wheat, so steakhouses are just no nonsense.
Yeah.
We're not going to bread everything. We're not going to make everything all weighed down in wheat if we don't have to. So you guys sell fillets too?
Yeah. So we get a lot of people that don't want butter on their steaks, and we don't cook our steaks with butter. We put tallow on it to get a nice char on it. Yep.
So I was going to ask you too. There's two things I want to ask you. One, I want to know a little bit about this charred angry octopus.
Yes. Yeah, we saw pictures of that.
Yeah.
It was sweet.
Actually, Neil, we have a little slideshow right there in the center of the screen.
Yeah, let's see.
Like I said, it starts with good quality there.
First of all, photographs. Well, it goes in my stomach awesome. It also photographs well.
And you guys do
There's
scallops
the angry
too?
octopus.
Scallops
To pair with your steak?
We're gonna bring crab cake back, tuna. You know, summer comes, we'll start housing
Crab
more
cakes.
fish and stuff like that.
Yes.
It's a winter town right now. You know.
Do you work with companies like Point Lobster and
Point
things
Lobster,
like that? Right.
Yeah, it's one of my faves. There's great people over there.
Yep.
You know.
So I mean, it doesn't get more fresh
That's
than
what,
that.
you know, that like when I say local, and Point Beach is very local, and they keep it local. You know, we all support each other over there. So.
All right. So what do we got here? We got dessert.
You can't wait.
We got dessert.
So that's key lime pie, and that's from friends of ours, Tony and Les from 502 Bakery in Bricktown.
Awesome.
And it's one of the desserts we house at Prime 13.
My wife loves key lime.
Someone's going to house it, and I think it's going to be me, but I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm going to take a bite.
already.
That's all right. I wanted to wait on it so you guys could feature it correctly. But all right, so it's key lime pie. It's got some raspberries. It's got some blueberries. It's got some schnozberries, right? I just watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with my
Great
son.
movie. Yeah.
First time he ever saw it. And he got past that 1971 feel really fast. He loved it.
Oh, he watched the first one.
Watched the original.
That's the only one to do.
He's 9 going on 10. But he loves the kind of soundtrack from it.
Fantastic.
And he said to me, he was like, Dad, can we watch the original? And I'm like, you just said the magic words, dude. So we watched that, and about 3/4 of the way through it, I go, you think this is cool? We're going to watch Neverending Story. And he was like, really? And now we're going to watch Neverending Story as our next one. That was like me growing up. I absolutely loved it.
It's funny that you bring that up because that's our tagline is we are the music makers and the dreamers of dreams.
That's it. I wanted to post that as a Facebook status.
Yeah.
Right when I watched it, I was like, that line is so momentous from that movie. But don't mind me. I'm going to get in on some key lime pie. I've got a couple of big ass berries on it. The key lime. Let's go.
Your wife says Easter egg, and fun fact, you guys have a Willy Wonka quote on your menu. Hidden in, is that true?
Really?
She says our menu has a Willy Wonka quote on it. Let's see if I can find it. Is it on?
It's probably what I just said. We are the dreamers of dreams, or the music makers and the dreamers of dreams.
So I see your menu online. Maybe it's not everything that's printed on the menu, but
hold on, she's probably texting me.
Yeah, tell us which one is it?
Right.
Dave Piasecki said I would house that in a second.
Yeah.
You don't have to go far, buddy. You can go right over to Prime 13, order yourself the best key lime pie ever, and I'm going to go with that because that's absolutely delicious. Some key lime pie gets too key limey, if you know what I mean.
Too bitter.
Too bitter, just too much of that key lime flavor and not enough creamy, not enough of the other kind of support flavors. That's awesome.
That's really good.
Our desserts are, like I said, we seek out quality, and we deal with a couple people with our desserts. We make some in-house. Like we play around with it all. So you're going to get surprises when you look for our desserts.
I mean, get in where you fit in, right? You make a great main course. So if there are people that make fantastic desserts,
you want to finish it off right.
Yeah, let them match your passion and your quality, right? And they're doing amazing stuff.
Amazing stuff.
So
really
what's
tasty.
some of the other stuff that you sell for dessert?
So we have chocolate flourless cake, peanut butter pie, tiramisu, creme brulee, vanilla creme brulee, blueberry cheesecake. I mean,
we're going to have to go and just get dessert.
We finish it strong. You know?
You do finish strong. All right, once again, share it out for Prime 13. They are local to us in Point Pleasant. We are here with Chad Smith, just absolutely enjoying every moment. So delicious. James.
Yeah.
What else you got, man?
So,
I mean, this is incredible stuff.
All of this is really good. I'm a big advocate of dessert after eating. I'm immediately I'm drawn for something sweet after my belly is full. Like, doesn't matter how much I've eaten. And my wife is like, how can you eat this now? And I'm like, dude, don't people eat dessert at restaurants?
It's the capper on the meal, right?
What's your best? Do you have, so far, do you have like a signature or your best-selling plate? Do you have a best-selling item, like your top, people come in for this all the time?
People love our filet. I would say our best-selling is steak, obviously, because you're coming into our place for steak.
If it was shrimp, I'd be like, really?
No, yeah. Our filet kills it. We got the tomahawk, which is a nice piece of the rib.
We're getting the tomahawk. When we come over, we're getting the tomahawk.
We got something on our menu now called the Old 96er, and it's the tomahawk.
My God.
topped with lobster, foie gras, and grilled scallops.
Oh my!
I almost
God.
did the Chick-fil-A girl move when you
Prime
did that with
13
my neck.
corrected you. It's the old 79er.
It's the old 96er.
She says the old 79er.
Is that my wife?
Yeah.
It's the old 96er.
Remember the movie where
It's where it's from, the John Candy.
John
movie.
Candy
It's
puts down the old, that's the old 96er, right?
Right there, bro.
Absolutely.
Prove the wife wrong. I love it.
Your wife is always right except for when she's not. But Melissa, you were the one that set this up, so you're absolutely right tonight. So cheers to you.
I love it. Yeah, so that would be, honestly, that's a tough one to get through.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna
Come
come hungry.
I mean,
yeah.
go with 4 people and get through that.
Yeah.
There's no
Share
reason to try and no reason to unless you're John Candy.
Yeah.
No reason to do that.
Yeah, you don't go to that deli, a Harold's Deli, and expect to eat a whole pastrami
No.
sandwich. It's made to serve 6, you know?
I wanted to do the Colorado what do they call them? Colorado Rockies, the lamb.
Oh, the balls?
Remember the balls that John Candy or Chevy Chase ate in Funny Farm? Derek has to stop me right now. He's like, no, we're not doing it.
Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor there. Because you might get a couple of people that order it that don't know what the hell it is.
I mean, come on.
The Rocky Mountain Oysters,
Rocky Mountain
right?
Oysters,
That's what
they
they're
were.
called.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I
God.
had no idea. That was the best part of that movie.
But
Motto.
that's another benefit of the steakhouse is
Yeah, you could do whatever you want.
Experience with all kinds of different stuff.
And you
know
could
what
do
I mean?
like a daily special that you have some fun with, right? And if people really love it, you take note to that, and then maybe you do more of it in a month.
I deal with this guy from Fossil Farms called Ace Baton, and if I think of it, I call him, ostrich, any kind of weird meat, and they seek it out for us. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and we took time trying to find the right people to seek these things out for us. So we like I said, there's no rules. When we start collaborating, we make magic happen.
I had at my house just this past weekend, I had Wagyu night. I do a Wagyu night every 6 to 8 weeks or so, and we kind of rotate around the core 5 guys' houses, and we order from our absolute best friends in meat, the Meat Artisan. He's meatartisan.com. He's absolutely incredible. But he's got Japanese Wagyu. He's got Kobe because he's certified to sell Kobe. And then he's got Australian Wagyu.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And he's got American Wagyu. I stay away from the American Wagyu. I've noticed that it's really not that much better than Angus or black Angus or Prime. But Australian Wagyu, best for the money ever.
Yeah, there's a different rating system overseas than America here.
Yep.
America, it's a little weird how food is handled here.
Yeah,
I'm just getting into all that.
Yep, the marbling can be not all that much more, and they call it Wagyu just because it was mated with a Wagyu cattle. So it's basically we take American Angus and mate with a Wagyu, and that makes it Wagyu, but it doesn't always make it better quality. Whereas Australian Wagyu, they're treated in the ways of a Wagyu cattle. So then they mate their Australian Prime with Wagyu, and now you've got elevated
you taste
food.
the difference.
100%.
When you go for quality, like from a food town or
like a regular
it's just a different
Prime
style of
choice.
meat, a
choice is
Prime.
Garbaccio.
Yeah. There's certain things that you taste the different at.
Yeah.
And we're trying to put quality out there.
Times are different, man. You think back to the 40s and the 50s and the 30s, and they had butcher shops.
Well, they were smoking cigarettes while they were cooking.
You know what it is?
That was the smoke flavor, whether you wanted it or not.
Contamination all over the world.
Goes to show you they were healthier and the food was better.
Weird,
So where did we go wrong?
So where did we go wrong?
You start throwing this package, and I mean you could just see that, and not to go down like the rabbit hole, like conspiracy theory, but you could just see that. We're very close in age. Look at the difference in food quality from the 80s until now.
Yeah.
And that has to do with what's allowed into food here in America.
The beef? What kind of beef is what we should
What is it? And you had
it's not where. It's what did you do to it?
Yeah, what did you do to it? Yeah.
What did you inject it with?
Now you could just do whatever with food, and they call it food, but like you said, different places, and you say, well, United States is its own unique beast. Like all the food that we eat here that's illegal in all the other countries, but we eat it here, you know?
There's some farms that still keep it natural and, grass fed. And there's definitely some areas in America that still live the right way.
Yeah, they're like craft farms. They are
farms. And it's
farms
getting fewer and
that
far
care.
between, which is crazy.
100%. Because all the corporations are buying up the craft farmers and then putting them to work on their massive scale and then basically paying them enough that they just forget their values and they start to do things for the mass.
Our country goes with that stuff.
I've seen it firsthand. You know, in another life when I was younger, I was an over the road tractor trailer driver, man, and so I've been all 48 states. I've passed cow farms, what you say as grass-fed cow farms, when they're just all out there in their mud and cow crap, and that's all. There's like not a sliver of grass anywhere, and it's disgusting. Right. And that's where you're getting your meat from, you know.
So that's what's huge is like an angry cow, you know what I mean, versus a happy cow.
Yeah.
Those hormones and it's the same thing with anything in life. If there's negativity when you start it, if you're not starting from freshness, greatness, and quality, then you're gonna have problems, you know. So it's an ingredient at whatever level you find it at.
So without a trade secret, is there? Where do you source your meat from? Like, and I don't want like specific distributor. Like
right now, we're bouncing between Cedar River Farms. We're checking out a few other vendors.
Is that local to this region, or does it do you like import meat from different areas like Idaho and all these other places? I
tried from New Zealand. We're trying some of that stuff. We're doing all kinds of different things. So
cool.
If they're doing anything like the Australians are doing, the Australians do really good meat. So if New Zealand is similar, then, I mean, it's delicious.
Like I said, there's a different grading system here in America. So like we're going to try and seek out the best quality to put on the plate first. And
if your margins are smaller because of it, you'll deal with it because you'd rather put something out there that people come back to.
I want you to keep coming back.
Yeah,
you know?
They will eat there once and then, all right, I see what they're doing.
Yeah. And I'm just learning, you know what I mean? Like I'll tell you what, I'm diving back into this business and I've been running my electrical business for the past 10 years. This is all, in 10 years, the restaurant industry has changed so much.
Tremendously, right?
Tremendously.
Yep.
There's a lot of things now like Toast, Tabs, and just DoorDash.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that have changed.
They weren't a thing at all when you first started.
No,
right?
it was delivery.
It was like
delivery.
you had your 2 delivery guys, if that's what you were doing, and it was a 3-mile radius or wherever.
It's the weirdest thing in the world. I went into a Jersey Mike's today. There was 0 customers, but there was like 20 bags.
Yep.
And this guy's coming in, DoorDash, and to me that's laziness in society or what's happening. Maybe it's
or just too busy, Too
busy, yeah.
They don't want the interaction anymore.
Yeah,
newer people are afraid of the face-to-face interaction.
I want to say hi to you with a smile so bad, and just everybody just needs to chill
and
out
connect with people when they're going to eat your food. I mean, that's the difference between if you're running like a fast casual location or you're running now a steakhouse. Is the fast casual in, out, go, just come to me 3 times a week and I'm really happy. With you, it's like, I want to sit down and see why you love the food so much, and if you love it, come back and we'll tell you our story. And you cook with love, and people taste it and they know
it shows, man.
I think it does show. It's about, and my wife does all our actually. She makes me do all our interior stuff, so she'll tell me what she wants, and then I get it done. Like 2 days ago, I was painting our chair rail, but our ambiance is phenomenal. It's beautiful when you walk in our restaurant.
You're an electrician, so I have high expectations.
Yeah, I do everything. Whatever.
You know what I mean? As a lighting person,
it's not going to be dingy and dark and no lighting, right?
We're working on it. So it's a slow build.
Okay.
Our reinvention, our redemption, I like to say.
Yes.
It's been fantastic so far.
Guys, we spent an hour with Chad, and I don't think we rushed through anything. I think we had an absolutely fantastic conversation. Your food is first class. I can't wait to taste it right out of the oven. Derek is doing some amazing things. Is there anything else that you want to say to the EGT audience?
I just want you to put my meat in your mouth. That's it.
He knew he was going to get that out one more time.
Yeah. Wait,
go to Prime 13, put his meat in your mouth. He will thank you for it.
And have a good time. Listen, love, positivity, happiness. That's what you're going to get from my mother-in-law at the door to my wife. to Derek in the back, my sister-in-law, my whole family gets involved. My kids, everybody. We're
Love that
there.
it's a family-owned business.
We're a family affair. You know what I mean? And we love everybody. Like, you're coming to our house. We want to have fun with you and experience new things. Like I said, there's no rules.
That's
it's all
it.
about happiness.
Before he goes, I want to do one more shot of bourbon with
Yes.
you before you go. And I have to say, Chad, you know, it's been an absolute pleasure. We just met, obviously, before the show. You know, your charisma and your passion shows. I would 100% be a patron at your restaurant. I appreciate the small business element of it, the family portion of it. And I appreciate the quality, man. And I appreciate the good conversation. And I feel like you said a little bit earlier, we lack that a lot in today's society. You know,
people are just moving too fast.
Come on,
they
chill
need to
out.
slow down a little bit,
Chill
right?
out, everybody.
I want to come into your place and be able to do a high five with you and be like, hey, man, you know, it's great to see you. And you're like, hey, thanks for coming back to my store. Have this tonight, man, because this is really excellent. And I like that personal touch, you know.
So, Chad, wave goodnight to your kids. Look right in that camera over there or your camera over here. And good night.
Maverick Rider, Sunny Lou.
There you go. All right.
baby.
Cheers, guys,
Cheers.
to Prime 13. If you have a drink while you're watching, because I know a lot of EGT fans do, cheers to Prime 13, and we will be back in about 5 seconds.
Delicious.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can hang if you want. You can take off. We're going to keep the show going.
How long do you go for?
We're going to go for probably another 45 minutes or so.
Jesus Christ.
See where the night takes us. We've got
love
some
it,
topics to
I
talk
got
about,
stamina.
You got
Yeah.
stamina. Dude, that was fantastic, man. PJ,
Thanks so
I
much,
appreciate
man.
it. Like I said, let's talk about the events I got coming up.
let's do it. And then let's talk about the EGT event.
Man, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to have an EGT event at Prime 13. Yes,
Yeah.
we did great.
And thanks for the swag, too.
I'm going to rock this hat all the time. I'm
Yeah.
going to let people know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right?
You need to take your napkins back?
No.
Really?
Cheers.
They're dirty. And your silverware?
No, the silver you keep.
Really?
All right, cheers.
They're 11 cents a pop.
So, guys, if you're still watching, I would like you to share it on out once again. We are going to hit some other topics that we were excited to talk about. We have had an extremely fun run of shows and interviews where we haven't really gotten a moment to kind of sit with the audience and have some fun, just the two of us, because we've had some really killer companies come in and talk about their product, right?
Yeah.
So one thing that I wanted to do that I set up like 3 weeks ago, and we weren't able to do it, but I now think is the perfect time because it's just the two of us. We're going to do a reoccurring segment, guys. It's going to be called First Listen. And basically, I want either James or myself to be introduced to a new artist or a new song that maybe the other person hasn't heard before. I can pretty much guarantee that most of you guys that are out there that are watching have not heard it yourself. But in my opinion, probably the best new artist of this generation. And I'm not overstating it.
Sorry.
This guy is crazy talented. Neil, you let me know when you're ready to roll.
I ran over my headphones.
We're gonna play this. What's up?
No, he's just worried about his keys. That's
Go
fine.
get it. You can't drive
This
away
is a
without
casual
them.
show, man.
Yeah, man.
Like this is not like we're not on NBC here.
Prime just left their car for us, so we're gonna take that home after the show. Take it easy, brother. Neil, when you're ready, can you put that up on the screen? And I'm gonna get James ready too.
Neil doesn't look like he's ready yet.
Neil's-
I'm looking at the fourth screen there. Looks like he's getting it popped.
All right, cool. So here we go. We've got it up on the screen. Guys, you're going to listen to it with us. In the comments, I want you guys telling me what you think of it. But
Hold on, we're frozen on the screen. There. Hold on a second.
He
Neil,
hit play for a moment, but
Did he? I didn't hear any volume.
no, I didn't. But it just went for like a
I have to
millisecond.
reset our feed up there. Is jammed.
Oh, up there.
Yeah.
I have it on my laptop. All right, so we're going to get that situated. But if you guys see the name in the top left-hand corner, what's up, Robert Taylor? You just missed the whole interview with Prime 13. So I'll recap, all right? So we had garlic shrimp. We had really, really high-end cheesesteak egg rolls, which were awesome. We had fresh cut bacon, which I'm going to say was pork belly on steroids. It was just absolutely delicious.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was bacon. I thought it was a pork chop.
It was so big and just so much to eat. But then we also had some really delicious homemade beef jerky,
which was also delicious.
So good, chili lime beef jerky. You want another piece of this?
Yeah, I mean, dude, Chad's the guy's guy, man.
That's it.
You know,
Chad is somebody you want not only during the apocalypse, but you want Chad to be in your corner just in general, man. He's got great food. He's got great conversation. All right, so
it's a little slow, so I'll go ahead and hit it, Neil. And I am watching on my computer too.
Yep. Go ahead and hit it when you're ready.
Let's have it.
I want all of you out there
I'm always a sucker for a good
to
video.
Listen and tell me what you guys think in the comments. Robert, you too.
All right, so far this guy rocks at the guitar, huh?
You've seen nothing. He's a savant.
Kind of reminds me of that Russian guy that does that thing with his tongue.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran, on your pleased to see me. It's been weeks since we spoke, bro. I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd. Not your place to lead me. Not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi, Ran. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate. This time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place. And my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like
hey, Neil, pause it for a minute when you get a minute. All right, so right away, you're seeing the battle that he's having, right?
Yeah, in his brain.
This is a fight that he's having with the dark side of his brain. But I'm going to tell you his story and why this is happening.
So first, too, on a production side, I can really appreciate the quality of the video itself. You know, the way it's shot. Although it seems very simplistic, you have to have a really high quality vision and equipment to even have that aesthetic.
Thank you. I knew that you would get that side of it.
100%. So the camera quality on this is incredible. And think about it. It's just a concrete room.
Right.
With two lamps. That flicker, by the way, I've noticed the flickering
100%.
When he changes his who he's talking to, that the actual lamp in the background flickers between character.
Absolutely. All right, Neil, hit it.
Let me have it.
When I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Because when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ran? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ran, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it.
Man, it's not like that.
Man, it's just like that, I'm inside you, you twat.
No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I'm alone.
Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious, Eminem did it.
Played on guitar.
Plan B did it.
Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material.
Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath it.
That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to ask for you, say it instead of downplay it.
Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus.
Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren.
Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren.
I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistophelies, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of ends. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
All right, and then this is the end here, but this is just a total different vibe.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So coward the man I've become, when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired I make to be strong. And when I am gone I will rise, in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, Iroquois minted different side.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
Right?
Yeah. I really love the camera work on this.
Yeah. So simplistic, but yet so complex.
It's so impactful. Wow.
Hell,
Yeah,
fucking yeah.
I dig it.
All right. So
obviously a UK artist.
Yep. His name is Ren, R-E-N.
When I was 17 years
Here
old,
you go.
This is a story.
shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath, it was a pendulum. eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easy. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
Powerful, right?
Yeah, wow. I've never heard of this artist before.
So you're going to dive deep into his stuff, I'm sure. But basically, let me tell you the story behind this guy. So he was misdiagnosed with psychosis when he was in his 20s, and he was completely bedridden for most of his 20s, battling illness, not knowing why. They were trying to say that he was basically just mental when it turned out that he had really bad Lyme's disease. But he had really bad Lyme's disease mixed with an autoimmune deficiency, which made that Lyme's disease about 10 times worse than it would have been otherwise. And it got to the point where it was shutting down his body. It was getting to the point where he said he was living, feeling like he was dying every single day for a good 5 years. And he was in his own head, obviously, just completely mental at that point. In the meantime, while he's going through all of this, his best friend from when he was like 5 years old called his phone, and he didn't answer it in time, and he jumped off of a bridge and took his own life. But he got the call and got to that bridge about 5 minutes too late. So this guy has been through it. He has just absolutely been through the war of the mental and physical game. But in the meantime, he created genius. The guy he's like Eminem mixed with Jimi Hendrix, mixed with a bunch of different artists, right? And his style is just mind-blowing to me. So if you guys saw that video and you have some feelings in the comments, please give me them. But that guy, to me, if you watch some of his other stuff, you'll be equally mind-blown as that one, which is High Ren. That one's kind of the intro.
Yeah, it seems like he's super stimulated to be a great songwriter now because of those experiences, right?
Yep.
Is it typically his music just typically him and a guitar?
No. I mean, there's lots of different ways he's collaborating with different people. He's got bands for things. Everything is different, which is so cool. But he's an independent artist, doesn't have any push. He was the #1 CD in all of the UK just under a year ago.
I can see it. The song is really catchy, and I think a lot of people can relate to it.
Not just that song either. Yeah. The whole album.
Wow.
It's like a complete storytelling album. And it just blows your mind, man. Every song is impactful like that.
Well, storytelling is always sold, right?
Yeah.
So even if you cross genres and you look back to hip hop and you look at hip hop today, and no slam on anybody that's a hip hop fan today, and you look at hip hop from the 90s, during the greats, the greats, the legendary rappers, they're all storytellers, right?
Yeah.
Like that was their biggest ability. Take just Biggie as an example, right? He told this whole story about how he was having an affair with this woman. The boyfriend came home. He hid in the closet. He snuck out. It was one of the Knicks player. And at the end of the whole story, he went to jump in the car after he made his getaway, and his car got towed because he double parked. And that was like how the whole thing ended. But like the storytelling, man, is always going to sell it. I really like the vibe of the song. Whoever directed the video or had the vision for the video itself, I feel like 100% put their thumb on the nail on what it should have been. It was
Ren's vision come to life with a person that he looked up to who did production. But incredible, video. Right?
Yeah.
Sitting in a room by himself with a guitar and a gown.
Yeah.
And
almost like a mental asylum.
100%.
What it was.
But just brilliant. I thought that was, I've been in music a long time, just like you have. I kind of felt like if I introduced you to that, it would be something more than just, hey, it's a cool song.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to check into the artist and come back with some
Jump
more
down the
stuff,
rabbit
man.
hole, because I would say about 11 months ago now, maybe 10, 11 months ago, I stumbled upon him on TikTok and I went, whoa, this is cool as hell. So then I checked out another one, and then my FYP page became all Ren all the time for a while.
Really?
And that was so cool, man. That's what I love about TikTok. Just insane, the algorithm, how good it is at reading what you like and giving you more of that.
Yeah.
So some people that think that TikTok is a bad thing, it ain't.
It's
But Facebook's great too. We're on Facebook too. So whatever.
I have mixed
We're on
feelings
it.
about
So
Facebook. Sorry, Mark. You know what I mean?
but I had to do that. So that'll be a reoccurring segment. You introduce
the next
me
one.
sometime.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
Dude, I got one. I got one on the top of my brain
Nice.
right now. I'll
Good.
save it for next week so
Yep.
we don't overdose.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're a group that's been here.
You don't have to tell me anything. Tell me next week.
That's it. That's all I'll tell you.
Tell me next week. All right. So there were some other things that we definitely wanted to talk about. So one of the things that I think we should circle back on is we used to do rapid fire back in the day. Me and AJ used to have such a fun time with it. It gets to know our co-host. And I would fire questions at AJ. He would give me his answers. And now I think is a perfect time for you guys that are watching who are EGT faithful to get to know this guy over here.
I am new.
Who I have now done a month worth of shows with, and I'm loving it. I think it's going well.
It's been great.
It's been such a fun time. We've had really good interviews. We've had delicious food, delicious drink, and now it's time to get to know that
All right,
noggin.
let's do it. Their first show was offline, so I'm open to it. Right?
All right. So
Let
I'm
me
gonna
sit back.
So I'm gonna fire questions at you. Share it out for James if you guys want to learn who this guy is, and just give me off the top first thing that you think of.
First,
All right.
one worders or what?
It doesn't
One-liners?
have to. If you want to expound, you expound. So favorite Mexican food. Quick, bang it out.
I don't know the name of them.
Flautas.
No. So I like elotes, and I also, you know what elotes are?
Yes. Yep.
What are they? They're like chimichangas that are in the sauce.
Taquitos.
No. They're like little burritos covered in sauce. I don't know. Are they enchiladas?
You don't like them enough if you don't.
Yeah. I don't need it.
Enchiladas.
My
Yes.
wife's Puerto Rican, so I
Yes.
have more Puerto Rican food than
all right.
Mexican.
All right. So enchiladas.
Okay.
Enchiladas are your answer.
Enchiladas.
Okay. A type of money, but don't say the American dollar.
Bitcoin.
All right, I love it.
All right.
I like where your mind was
Yeah.
working there. Who's your favorite comedian?
Dave Chappelle.
Yes. All right. Brand of soda, not Coke or Pepsi.
Ooh, I don't drink soda.
If you had to, gun to your head, what are you drinking?
Root beer.
Okay. All right. Any brand that you like? in root beer?
A&W.
A&W. Okay. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Moose Tracks.
Moose Tracks. Tell me what the hell Moose Tracks is. It Ben and Jerry's?
It is like vanilla with
Chocolate covered peanuts or something?
no, it's got some whatever that chocolate drizzle is in it and some like chocolate chunks in it. It's really good.
Ben and Jerry's.
I don't know, it's delicious.
It's
Moose Tracks, Moose
it's
Knuckles.
hippie ice cream. Moose Knuckles. There you go. If you could time travel, what period would you time travel to?
I'd go back to the 80s.
Back to the 80s.
Yeah, 100%.
So back to you're 2 years older, so you're 79?
No, I was born in 80.
80. All right, there you go. So the first 10 years.
Yeah,
Of life.
all the best movies. Like the music was cool. People were cool. Like everybody minded their own business.
You didn't have to strap in a car.
Yeah, dude, it was a rad time, bro. Parents were ripping butts. Like you could burn your hand on the cigarette lighter in the rear door.
They all
jam.
had little ashtrays that folded out in the car.
100%.
Yep. What sport would be the most fun to watch if alcohol was included?
Ooh, ice skating.
Ice skating. Uh-oh.
Yeah, like figure skating.
Figure skating on beer.
On beer.
I love it. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Oh man. That's a tough one.
Yep.
I think I want to be super smart. Maybe because I'm just not that smart.
What would it be like if I could think of things?
It'd be like the Riddler. I don't know.
I love it. So intelligence.
Yeah.
You'd have super intelligence.
Sure.
People would be flying around. People would be shooting lasers, and you would just be like,
Yeah, I'm just smart.
I'm smart.
I got no power. I can't see through walls. But I'm smart.
There you go. You'd figure out how to not get shot because you're smart
That's
enough
right.
to anticipate it.
I
right?
would survive anything, because I would circumvent any superpower.
So basically, you're
smart.
Iron Man without any of his
Exactly.
abilities.
Just Iron Man brain. I don't need the abilities because I'm so smart.
All right, I like it. If you had an entrance song wherever you went, what would it be?
Ooh, I got one for you.
La, da, 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 da,
No, it's called
da.
Trapezoid by Lettuce.
What is that?
The group Lettuce.
Lettuce.
Oh, I got to teach you about
All
Lettuce.
right, you need to introduce me to Lettuce.
Oh man, killer band. Bro.
All right.
Yeah, look it up.
I mean, they're hippies. They gotta be.
Trapezoid by Lettuce.
They're called Lettuce.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see, favorite childhood toy. What did you play with when you were young? I know mine.
Yeah, so there's a split here for me. I was a He-Man's Transformer kid. On the same side, I was outside a lot too. So like I could say a baseball. You know, like yeah, I'm gonna go Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah.
All right. Transformers. They're more than meets the eye. All right. All-time favorite movie and why?
Back to the Future.
Yes.
Yeah,
all right.
just my favorite movie of all time.
They're in my top 10 for
Yeah.
sure. And it was just the first one, the original.
Yeah.
Right?
I like 1 and 2. 3 didn't do it for me.
Yeah, 3 was the Wild West one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. What is your guiltiest of guilty pleasures? Something that you're like, just keep that to myself. But now,
How am I supposed to say it on here?
we're on a microphone, so I'm asking you to tell the audience, be a little raw with
weed.
the audience. Weed is
Yeah.
your guilty pleasure.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. That was a cop out.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I'm trying to think of things I enjoy, you know.
Celebrity crush, past or present?
Phew. This is also, I've got multiples of them, but I would say off the top of my head, 2000 Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I agree. She was cute.
So,
If you could eat only one type of cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be? And
pizza.
why? All right, I knew that.
Yeah,
answer.
this show is perfect for me because I love pizza. I can eat pizza 3 times a day.
So the fact that we are in with a bunch of pizza companies that are making really
It's
delicious
incredible.
pizza, right?
I love it.
You were like, win. And our last question, skydiving or bungee jumping?
Oh, neither.
One. Pick one.
Absolutely neither.
Pick one.
I would say skydiving.
Okay.
Yeah, I think bungee jumping is a little bit, although it's the height's a little bit lower.
Yeah.
I feel it's a little bit less.
I think
safe.
you're relying on that bungee to
Yeah.
work correctly, whereas
Like,
you're usually tandem jumping on your first one,
Yeah.
so that dude's not trying to take his own
Parachutes have
life.
been proven since
Yeah.
the 20s.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
agree.
They
All right.
work.
All right,
You
so
know, I think Action Park when I think bungee jumping.
class Action Park.
You know,
My God, when I was real young, I went to Action Park,
too.
The Alpine slide.
I have
If
a
any
scar
of-
from it.
Yes, me too. My elbows, they
Yes.
never fully healed.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know what Action Park is, yes, they
Yeah,
have
right there.
they have a documentary about it that was on Max, and it was called
Mm-hmm.
Class Action Park. And basically, that place was if you gave a license to run a theme park to somebody that got drunk all day. That is basically the concept of Action Park.
it was incredible.
It was incredible and a lot of fun, but it was a lot of danger at the same
So
time.
again, a product of the 90s, something that I think only 80s kids can deal with in 70s.
Yeah.
I used to go to a summer camp when I was a kid, Seashore Day Camp, actually. So that's another reason how I know Chris Monahan, by the way.
That's my boy,
Our
yeah.
fathers were
Yeah.
friends.
Yep.
Aside from that, you know, at Seashore, I know a lot of people from.
He went to Ocean too, so
Also
that
went to
makes
Ocean.
sense. Yep.
We grew up together, but aside from that, we used to take a trip there annually as the camp.
You did?
Yeah, they used to take the camp there.
Oh my God.
They used to have the I don't know if
That place wanted to knock a few kids off and
Yeah.
have a few less kids.
If you guys
every
remember
year.
Action Park, there's like some keynotes aside from the Alpine side. There is the cliff dive.
2 different levels,
Yes,
right?
which was
15
the
and
lower one
25 feet,
higher.
right?
Right next to that was the cannonball drop, which was the slide that just kind of stops at the end of the
And
cliff.
just threw you out into
That's
the
it.
wilderness.
Which was like a lake, by the way. It's not like it's a pool.
No.
It's a lake. And then next to that was the Tarzan swing. Like all 3 of those attractions were in the same lake at the same time, nonetheless.
Was that the loop?
No. So the loop was a little bit further inside the park. The Tarzan swing, they were all swinging into that lake. You had the loop, you had the race cars, you had the bumper boats.
The race cars didn't have governors on them.
No,
People took them
they were
out on the freaking road. They would leave all right, so there was like a race car area that was like bumper cars basically, and
Yeah.
it had like
They were
a
like little
section.
mini F1 cars.
But people would peel out left and pop out of there and then take them around the whole theme park, and others would just run after them. It was so fun.
First place I ever been to a wave pool either, and there was always that myth. I remember before they painted the action park on the wall, and then after. First of all, it was way scarier without the action park painted on the wall.
Right, because you didn't know how high or low you were
No.
in that wave pool, right?
And there was always that myth too that like if you get too close to the wall, the pump is gonna suck you in and you're gonna die.
What you did was you got sucked under the wave sometimes, and there were so many people in the wave pool,
Yeah.
it was hard to get back up. So you'd sometimes like feel like you were going to drown.
It's like that viral video you see of like somewhere in Asia with all of those Asian people in the pool. There's like
there's way too many people
Yeah.
in this wave pool, and they are just like seas of people of like little nuggets of rice just floating in the water.
And the lifeguard was like Spicoli, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to go get
Some
you.
16-year-old kid. Yeah, they didn't care.
Oh my God,
Yeah, that
Class
was
Action
crazy.
Park. I'm gonna go watch that again. That documentary was absolutely hilarious.
It's so funny. I feel like I relive my youth when I see stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, it brings back like core memories.
I mean, it's funny when Jersey hits the national spotlight for devastating reasons. Like, look, I like them now, but Jersey Shore was the worst representation of New Jersey ever. But now I think it's fun to watch them because they're all older. They all have kids. They're all like much more reserved now.
Mm-hmm.
But holy crap, everybody used to go, is that really the way Jersey
Yeah.
is? And I'd be like, no, that's the way New Yorkers are when they come to New Jersey.
People did believe it. So I went to college at that time. So I graduated in 98. I went to college that summer. So 99, in 1999. And I went to college in Indiana. And there was 2 stereotypes when I went to college. One, because most of the people that went to college in Indiana were from that small region of like Illinois, Illinois, Kentucky, and Indiana were for the most part where people were. So people would be like, first of all, you're from Jersey, so your family's in the mob. And then the next, and then the answer to that was no. Was the next thing was the Jersey Shore thing.
Yeah,
so,
it was like
so it's like
one
the Jersey
after
Shore.
another. Sopranos came out.
Yeah.
That gave everybody the opinion that everybody was a mobster from New Jersey. And then 10, 15 years of Jersey Shore, everybody was like, well, are they all greased up Guidos in New Jersey?
There's a lot of them here.
There's plenty of them.
But the people that are like that, like you said, they're not typically from here, right? They come here for the summer.
Even the people that were on the show, only like 2 of them were actually
Mike was
from New Jersey.
Manalapan, which Mike was here, and
Sammy Sweetheart was from New Jersey.
Yeah, I do like Mike a lot. I got to
now
spend-
he's at his redemption song, and he's much a different guy.
He's a cool dude, man. Contrary to whatever from the past, I got to spend 2 weeks with him. And
now he completely changed his life.
Yeah.
Now he's like he's somebody to look up to for everything that he's
he's
done.
made it. Whether you like it or not, he's made it, and he keeps it going, man. So shout out to Mike Sorrentino. Like
he came here and did his audio book.
2
with
weeks
you, right?
we did with him. Yeah. Heard his whole life story. And
That's
he's a good
awesome.
dude. So I can't believe we're digging into this. These were so good, by the way.
Why not?
They weren't like what I thought would be cheesesteak. That's what
No,
makes
they're
it
not at
even
all.
better.
They're not filled with like gross cheese.
It's not like Velveeta.
Yeah, that just overtakes the
Really
whole
good.
taste.
It's still good cold.
Yeah, delicious. 100%. That's why I saw them and I was like, there's no way I'm letting that just sit there. All right. So the other thing that we wanted to go over, essential items that every dude should have, right? So I love that you're wearing a shirt that says music is essential. He found a shirt that actually has the word essential on it. So immediately.
Shout
he
out to
rocked
Nate
that.
Jones. Nate Jones on bass
Nice.
for this. This is his thing.
That's great. That's great.
Nate is an incredible bassist. You should go check him out. You've probably seen him if you go to a concert with many hip hop artists Nate is a seasoned tour bassist. He's an incredible talent. So shout out to Nate. He has music is essential, and he has another shirt that says musicians are essential. And he kind of branded this during the COVID time when they really segregated out who was essential and who wasn't.
Well, it's smart because without music, life is dull.
Music is everything.
Yeah, music just keeps you motivated, excited, ready to go.
It bridges the gap between everybody, age, ethnicity, language barriers. It's literally the core of life. Music.
I mean, you and I made our career for a long time focused on music. And it was not just to be a guy who played music at an event and collected a paycheck. It was really just about how that impacted the people that were there and changed the whole mood and the vibe of the party. And if you did it right, look, we all play music if we're a DJ and we press buttons, but it's about how you curate that playlist that creates the mood and creates the atmosphere.
It's a game of chess.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a psychological game of chess, putting the right music together, curating a soundtrack that brings different levels of energy at different points in time.
Yeah. And building the energy, not just up, down, up, down, up, down,
And you also have to supersede, so many different things like age ranges, ethnicities, taste buds, and music. And when you can bring that all together as a cumulative product, that's where the real talent lies in it.
I always got motivated to do that job based on the fact that I would just go, people are not going to remember me for the things I said. They're going to remember me for the way that they felt when they were at that wedding. And afterwards, they're going to go, man, we had such a good time at that wedding, and it was because of the overall tone and the vibe of the wedding. So it's not any one thing. It's not those really cool lights I brought. It's not the way I conducted the electric slide. That kind of crap comes and goes. But it was just the overall mood and the way that the families come together and everybody's laughing and having a good time. Those memories are forever.
Are priceless.
Yeah. And then if the photographer does their job, they collect those memories and put them into photos. And now you get to look at them on your client's walls for the next 20 years.
Yeah, I can relate to that 100%. Excuse me, where you and I differed a little bit is that I didn't always do both roles of that stick.
Yeah.
I for a long time, I only did the music portion of it. So I feel like the ultimate gratitude and compliment at the end of the night for somebody that never said a word during the course of the night and made no personal connections with people is post-night, they would come up and be like, this was the most incredible experience. And I'm not just talking about it.
That playlist was incredible, right?
That booked me. I'm talking about the family members.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah. So you said products that I think every dude should.
Yes. Let's get to
So
that.
I only picked one. Okay.
You picked one and I made a list.
Yeah.
Right.
And I had one. I have show and tell.
All right. Good. I don't have my list in
well, I
show
kind of
and tell
popped this
format.
on you today, by the way. So this unfair advantage.
I do have a show and tell based on that I own one and I want to show it.
Okay.
But yes, go ahead.
So Neil, do you want me to be, where I am with it and just hold it up, or do you want me to try to go back into center camera?
Neil's asleep.
Neil, you.
He was like, the show's going long.
Okay back there, Neil?
Screw these guys. He's out.
All right. So, Dustin, do you want me to just hold up?
He's playing Yahtzee on the computer.
What'd you say? Hold on, I'm about to get this king on top of this ace over here.
Solitaire.
Neil, I said, do you want me to just hold up my product in this cam in front of me, or do you want me to go back to center for that? Okay. All right. So this one's for the fellas, not for the ladies. I mean, the ladies can use it too, but it's more for the fellas.
Ladies can get it for the fellas for any.
Yeah, this would be a great
gift
one.
idea.
This was actually given to me as a birthday gift after multiple stabs at saying, I really need this in my life.
I thought you said multiple stabs. Like you got stabbed a bunch of times and we're like, screw it, I need this.
Don't take the Puerto Rican thing to heart. She doesn't really carry razor blades.
Damn, Kelly. Give the guy a break. Don't shank him.
Here's what I got for you guys.
All right, what the hell is
this? This is
that?
Happy Nuts.
Yes.
Happy Nuts powder.
Powder.
Yeah. All right. So this is for the fellas.
We are not sponsored by Happy Nuts.
No,
I want you to know.
We are not, but we may be after.
Yeah. If we do a good enough read here.
But more for the fellas. You can do it in your armpits.
Ooh, we're zooming in now.
Yeah. It's made for your nuts. It's made for anywhere on your body. But as you get older, this is something that you can use. So essentially, it's sweat protection, odor neutralizing, anti-bat wing, by the way.
That's great. For all of you who don't know what a bat wing is, I'm not going to explain it to you, but visualize. Come on. What would create a bat wing?
Yeah, so this is great. It is talc-free and aluminum-free. So, as a kid in the 80s, they used to just throw baby powder on everything. Little did they know that they were giving us cancer.
Aluminum was in everything, right? Even roll-on deodorants had aluminum and stuff.
Yeah, but it smells manly. It doesn't, it doesn't smell like, female fresh or whatever. But essential to have during the day, especially now that summer's coming up.
Did Happy Nuts reach out to you and tell you to do this product?
They did not, but I had it at home, and last night
you put it on and you were like,
and I was like,
this is
a great bit for the show. Every guy needs to know that they have this. So I highly recommend this product.
Happy Nuts.
Happy Nuts. What's that, Neil? For the whiskey can.
Oh, the whiskey. Let me give me your Happy Nuts. All right, right there.
I showed it to Neil before. He's like, get your ball powder away from my face, bro.
Get your ball powder out. All right, Happy Nuts. There it is. Comfort powder.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have anything that's that fantastic.
Okay.
But along the same lines, when you're using your Happy Nuts, if you need to drop a deucer, you might need to use dude wipes.
Okay.
And I think dude wipes can be something that an essential guy should have, right? Dude wipes are basically like baby wipes for guys.
Okay.
So there's that. But I think that every guy, eventually, our age or similar, should have a slim or compact wallet. One of these guys right here. So that thing has a ton of cards in it. It has a clip for money, and it doesn't take up a lot of room in a pocket.
Yeah. Number one reason for back problem in men is
sciatica, right? It cuts off that nerve that goes right down the back of your leg.
Yeah, I don't carry a wallet because of that. I haven't for forever. I've never really carried my wallet. I'm not going to tell you where I leave my wallet for the public, but
in the truck, and he never locks it.
But that's a great one. And to tie back to what you said about dude wipes, fellas, this is just out to the guys because the women already get it. But guys, if you're not using wipes after you take a dump, you are making a foul mistake in life. Right?
One more before we go.
Sure. There is no way that you have hair in your butt and you think that you're getting all of that poop out of your butt from just using paper in your butt.
We are here as a service, ladies and gentlemen.
This is a PSA for everybody. Okay, you have poop in your butt and you need a wipe. We don't use dude wipes. We get generic baby wipes. I am totally comfortable with that as a man. But we actually ran out here and I complained the other day. I came home and I was like, "Hun, you have got to give me some wipes to take to the shop because I cannot live like this."
No, dry paper is not going to roll.
No.
All right. So a couple of things that a guy must have. You got to have a good cast iron skillet. You have to, right? Yep. And it's got to be your baby. It's like your one cooking device that you can make anything.
We have one of those French jobs. The La Fleur or whatever it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm
La Fleur. Yeah. Cast iron skillet, man. You can make anything in that thing. Yep. And if you season it correctly, nothing sticks to it. And then it's just, it gives you a nice crisp on whatever you're making. You can make anything. You can reheat pizza in that puppy,
so good.
Right?
We use it for that.
Right.
Don't ever use anything. And this, I think everybody should know this in case you didn't. Don't ever use anything metal to stir.
Yeah, nothing abrasive
like
to stir or scratch it. But also the whole myth that you can't use soap, you really can because our soap doesn't have lye in it?
Lye.
But still don't use soap.
You should.
Because then you're going to have to fully season the thing afterwards again. But also clean the damn thing. Don't act like it's seasoned just because it's got leftover giblets in your freaking craft.
That's called bacteria.
Yeah, that's called bacteria. A good chef's knife. You should always have a good reliable knife that you love that you can use for 90%.
Spend the money on it.
Yeah. That splurge a little bit.
Spend the money on it. Ronco.
This next one, it goes with comfort at the 40+ age.
Okay.
High quality undies, man.
Yeah, you gotta
no
keep your nuts
Hanes,
wrapped.
no, none of the Fruit of the Looms, man. I look forward to Christmas now because I get like 2 or 3 pairs of my favorite underwear, right?
Christmas.
I've seen the memes before that are like, it's ripped and streaked underwear, and it says, just hold on, fellas, 3 more weeks until Christmas. But yeah, I mean, a comfortable, good pair of underwear goes a long way, right? I get the same brand over and over again.
What brand is that?
Duluth Trading.
Okay.
They do the Buck Naked line, and they are just so comfortable. But every time I ask somebody for like a Duluth gift card, I'm getting like 1 or 2 pairs.
Wow.
With everything. You get the clearance version from the previous couple of seasons, and then you still get them for a decent price, like $15. Yes, okay, $15 is a lot of money for 1 pair of underwear, but can you put a price on comfort? I don't think so.
And the Hanes, they start to like
they fall apart after 2 or 3 washes, right? They're thin,
real quick.
Garbage.
Another hack too to tie into your underwear.
Now we're doing hacks.
Is
cheers, buddy.
Is you've seen them on TikTok. A lot of people advertise these true classic tees.
Oh, the like
the
well-fitting T-shirts.
Yeah, especially plus 40s, and you're not in tip-top shape, and you got a little bit of chichos over here. You know what I mean? A little something extra. Classic tees are.
Is that Puerto Rican?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Stab you in your chichos.
I got another one for you too. I think that's not on your list that I think that every dude should have.
Okay.
A flashlight.
Oh, yeah, nice. And a flashlight that you carry like a pen.
I carry a flashlight I carry a flashlight and a knife.
I have a flashlight and it's built onto my phone.
Yeah.
That's what I use, but it's not that bright, right?
Yeah, you need a flashlight and a knife. Every dude should have a flashlight and a knife.
Yeah. That's smart. Okay. All right, so there's just a couple more. Everybody should have a barber that they can rely on for a similar cut every time, right? I am so tired of the the garbage cuts that come out of like the Sport Cuts place or like the
Super Cuts.
Yeah. $15 or whatever. They used to be $12, now they're $15, $18, but they're not worth it. They're garbage. They look horrible. They never follow your hair the way they're supposed to be. I have had the same barber for 15 years.
Wow.
He's a guy I went to high school with. He went and trained in Italy. He went to Vidal Sassoon school. He's awesome. He's absolutely awesome. So I'm going to give a shout out. But it's Christopher Royce Barber Studios in Spring Lake Heights.
Okay.
And what he does so amazing is he has an individual room for each barber. So you're in your own space. It was built perfectly for COVID, and you never had to see another person, and you have a glass of whiskey in your hand while you're getting
wow.
You're allowed 1 pour free of charge, complimentary. So you get a drink, scotch, bourbon. He has a couple beers there.
That's impressive.
You get one drink.
I'm gonna try him out. I'll give another spot.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I like that. The thing I like about male barbers too is that, dude, guys, don't go to women's hair salons to get your hair cut. You know, like go to a barbershop, man.
They may do a decent job.
It's not about the quality. It's just
but
the whole environment.
Having the conversation while you're
the forced conversation. You got all these pretty women around you and women around you, gaggling, haggling, whatever. You know, the thing I respect the most about the barber is that you can go, you can talk if you want. And if you don't want to talk, you
just be quiet. And he'll make small talk for a little while, and if he sees that you're not really interested, he'll just cut your hair. Yeah. But Chris over there, it's just such a welcoming, fun place. He cuts my son's hair, and so he does it in like 10 minutes. But he does a professional, gorgeous cut in 10 minutes. I've taken him to somewhere else, and it took 40 minutes, and it's awful.
Wow.
The guy sat there for 40 minutes trying to cut my kid's hair, and Liam got out of the chair, and he was like, that's not a Chris cut. You know?
I haven't gotten a haircut in a little while, and I'm going to go, but I typically get a high skin fade.
Yep. He's awesome.
And a beard trim, so you're looking about 45 minutes or so out the door.
Yeah.
And it's great. I'll give you another little spot, too, if you like that personal. Go ahead.
But just to let you, he's got a VIP program where you pay one price, you go as many times as you want.
A month. I like that.
$95 a month.
Go for what do they call that? Cleanup or.
So the first time you go, you get your full haircut.
Right.
He'll also trim up your beard and make it nice. Second time, maybe you just want the full beard experience, so he'll do a full beard experience for you. And then third time before the end of the month, you want to clean up and a beard trim all at the same time. He'll do all of that, one price.
That's genius. That's like the car wash.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to the car wash, you buy the membership of the car wash. You can get your car wash as many times
You
as you want.
you get the top once. You don't need a wax every time, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll step down. But it's just a guarantee. Every time you come, you're
That's
getting
genius because getting your haircut is expensive nowadays. Even the barber shop, and then depending on where you go, some of the price gouging is crazy. But you're looking at like $35 to $40 for just a haircut,
and then
minimum,
another $30 for the beard.
Yeah, it could be $15 to $30 for the beard on
plus
top of
your
that.
tips. Mm-hmm. You could be spending $80 out the door, and he's doing $95, and you could go 3 times if you want to.
Wow. That's actually pretty good, and if they have open scheduling, that's the other.
He does.
thing.
You go online. You can predetermine when you want to go. You could book up to 2 weeks out, so you could lock up today's, and you could lock up 2 weeks from now.
Does he do walk-ins?
He does walk-ins. Yes,
that's always a sensitive subject.
But he's so booked out.
Yeah, there's no time.
He's got about 100 that pay for the the VIP membership.
You ever see those funny videos on TikTok about the guys and barbers and doing walk-ins?
Yeah. They're not a big fan of the walk-in. And then the last thing, which we just slugged one back, but you have to have a go-to liquor store that carries the few things that you really like.
Right? Recommendation?
So Winoland over in on Howell on Route 9 is my go-to, but my favorite shop, which is just a little ways from me, is managed by my boy Pat Lill. It's the Silverton Buy Right in Silverton, New Jersey, which is basically like a subsection of Tom's River. They're fantastic. And what's so great about them is that, all right, I know the guy who runs the place, so he gives me the call when some really good stuff comes in, so I get the heads up on it before everybody else does. But in general, he's not price gouging. He's not hitting you really hard on some of these one-off stuff. So they got a really good selection. Silverton Buy Right's doing a really good thing too.
Okay. I don't have a go-to. I'm not a big alcohol drinker, but back in the day,
but you're a part of EGT, and now you're starting.
I'm doing it.
Starting to imbibe on your Thursday night.
People
shows.
used to be in a Monmouth Bottle Shop on Whale Pond Road in Oakhurst. I don't even know if they're still there.
Monmouth Bottle Shop.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been there.
I'm gonna look it up.
All right. Well, that's all I've got for the day. I mean, I really enjoyed everything about this show. You like cigars?
You know what? I am willing to have one. Yeah, I'd like to indulge in that for sure.
So, Chad, thank you very much for dropping off these cigars, for everything that you did tonight.
Yeah, the food was incredible.
But I think we're going to enjoy a cigar when the weather gets warmer.
Yeah.
And kind of hang out after a show, and we will toast in your honor. But we are going to organize an EGT event at Prime 13. If you're a lover of anything steak, if you like shrimp, he also said he can take care of the vegetarians as well. So there's no reason why you guys shouldn't want to come on out and enjoy Prime 13. They are a BYOB as well, which is probably a really nice feature for some of you nowadays, right? Because you can go to your favorite liquor store, get something that you like, and then you don't have to go and spend $15 a drink to add on to your
I think
bill.
it's a lot of less strain for the restaurant, too, to be able to offer that.
Not to have to, worry about and rely on the bar crowd, But great show, man.
Yeah, man.
I really enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the conversation with Chad. And anything else that you want to say?
No, I think I had an awesome time tonight. I'm ready for the weekend and for next week too. Yes.
So we had Joe Brignoni on the show from Joe's Rotisseria. Yes. He had a blast. We shared out that social video today, so check that out on some of our platforms. But it sounds like there might be a Joe Brignoni show coming to headphones or speakers near you.
Yeah, rumor has it to be continued very soon.
Yep. And here at Rec Studios, we're going to be the ones to put that on for you guys. So we're excited about that. If you guys like what you see and you want to put on a show, please reach out to us, because Rec Studios can not only do podcasts, we can do movie scenes, we can do music scenes, we can do any of your movie or music editing, we can do marketing for you, we can do promotions. it's endless what we can do here at the studio. But I enjoy being here. Can't wait for next Thursday. Next Thursday, we will have John Henderson from the AC Beer Fest, Good Time Tricycle. He's going to come on by. He's going to tell us all about the AC Beer Fest, our headliners, and what we have to look forward to there. We may or may not make an appearance down at AC Beer Fest. There's going to be some really fun things going on April, May, and June coming up. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, a little bit of an exciting schedule for the EGT for the future.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in on Thursday nights.
Yep.
And if you missed the show, that's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to put it back out on our socials and on the EGT YouTube page.
Yes, and at YouTube, absolutely. You're going to see the thing in its highest quality available. It'll be fully edited for you. Please go sub and like over there on YouTube. Give us some support there, and also on the TikTok channel. We're all over the place on the internet. We're trying to find out where you guys want to be, and then we're going to give you more on that platform that you guys enjoy the most.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching, for enjoying, for participating, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.
Peace.